What is going on, everybody? It's the Awesome here for NXT for May 1st, 2019. We had the debut of KUSHIDA, a six-man tag match between the Forgotten Sons, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Humberto Carrillo, and Dr Kovac versus Monsour. That were your three matches of tonight. We did also have a tease of possible problems between NXT's Undisputed Era because of what happened last week with Roderick Strong losing to Johnny Gargano, practically thanks to Adam Cole's enziguri to his head. The next show was a good show. We also had Kathy Kelly talk to Shayna Baszler, and Shayna Baszler literally slapped the microphone out of her hand because she got kind of pissed as hell. It was announced on a video that the next NXT TakeOver will not be on June 8th, but will actually be on June 1st, so we have a week before. And the reason for this is for the simple fact is on June 7th, and WWE is going to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for the next Saudi Arabian show, and they don't want to have two shows like that because the pay-per-view crews are going to be in two different spots in two different countries, and it would be just too much of a hassle. But we did have Humberto Carrillo, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan versus Forgotten Sons open this show. This was a pretty decent match here. Lorcan lands a couple chops, running blockbuster by Lorcan. Blake tries to make the save, but Lorcan sends Blake flying over the top out of the ring with a roaring European Cup uppercut. Lorcan, there was a fun spot where Humberto Carrillo tags in, does a reverse roll, like instead of rolling forward, he rolls backwards. Then handstands and rolls and then does a moonsault, standing moonsault out of it for a 2 count. Absolutely freaking beautiful. I still wonder why Humberto Carrillo and Oney Lorcan on a whole are still in NXT because both men are on 205 Live, which I wish Oney Lorcan was on and would go to NXT UK to be in the tag team division over there, even though we will see what happens soon. Because I believe the War Raiders are going to be dropping the NXT tag team titles, not by a feat, but by relinquishing them, because they did mention this after Monday Night Raw, and when they beat the Lucha House Party, that they have never been defeated. And I sat there and I was like, yeah, they have never been defeated. The War Raiders, Viking Raiders, hands in a row, have not been pinned, have not submitted in WWE at all. So having them go out and get beat for the tag team titles in a match that's with them getting pinned, I just don't see that happening. How that is addressed, that will be happening in 2 weeks' time, because NXT was being taped last night, and the fact that it's still matches probably taped, and it could be taped for next time or not, but we will have Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole next week, and Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim next week. Those 2 matches are going to happen. Were they taped last night? I have no idea. Were they taped last time before? I have no idea. We will have to wait and find out. This will dropkick by Burch to Cutler. Redcliffe breaks up Burch's crossface. Carrillo accidentally hits a top rope, a tope suicida to the outside onto Lorcan as Jackson Ryker pushed his teammate out of the way. Burch is left in the ring surrounded by all Forgotten Sons. Burch tries to fight Ryker, Cutler, and Blake, but the numbers are too great. Ryker holds Burch and Carrillo in place as Cutler and Blake both hit double foot stomps to both for the win. The Forgotten Sons dismantle Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Humberto Carrillo by just pretty much destroying all 3 of them. They did show us earlier in the week that Bianca Belair and Mia Yim were at the Performance Center, standing outside out of a ring, just bitching and yelling at each other because last week Mia Yim challenged Shayna Baszler to a match because she wants a title opportunity, and Bianca Belair is like, nah, bitch, you ain't doing shit because it's my title and I'm gonna win that championship before anyone else. And then of course Bianca Belair, Robbie Brookside was at the Performance Center telling these 2 to stop it, enough of it, that's enough. And Bianca Belair eventually sees that somebody's recording this and yells at them to get that out of here, and they do. Monsour versus Dr Kovac. This was them shown, in defeat. Monsour looked like a stud because he took everything Dr Kovac could give him, and he kept getting up until that feast your eyes at the end. He even had Dr Kovac on the ropes a couple times in this match where it looked like, wow, Monsour is going to win this match. But no, in the end, we had a win for Dr Kovac. This match went something like this. Monsour ducks a big boot lead because, as you saw last week, I believe it was, or 2 weeks ago, Dr Kovac came out, faced the jobber, hit a big boot, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Monsour was like, that ain't happening this time. He lands a chop, but Dr Kovac takes it off. Monsour lands a Hurricane Rana that sends Dr Kovac into the corner. Monsour leaps off the top, but Dr Kovac catches him in midair. Dr Kovac tosses Monsour over the top rope like a bag of trash. Dr Kovac sends Monsour back into the ring, tosses release suplex by Dr Kovac. Monsour kicks out. Second rope splash by Dr Kovac, and Monsour kicks out again. The commentators are just like impressed of how many times Monsour just keeps getting back up. He had the fighting spirit of somebody who could take everything somebody could give them, and he's just going to keep getting back up until he can't get up anymore. Monsour fires up and lands a few strikes. Monsour stands on Dr Kovac's knees, then hits a leaping enziguri. Dr Kovac kicks out. Monsour goes to the top rope. Looks like he's going to put this one away, but gets hit with a big boot by Dr Kovac. Dr Kovac with a couple more moves, then does a feast your eyes. He obliterates Monsour with the feast your eyes for the 1, 2, 3. In the feed, Monsour coming out of this match looked way better than he did coming before this match, because this is what I believe his first match on NXT TV, and he looked like he's just somebody who is going to be that underdog, because the crowd was chanting for Dr Kovac, I believe, at the beginning of this match. But before the end of this match, people were chanting for Monsour. They were wanting this guy to overcome Dr Kovac, and unfortunately that didn't happen. After the match, out comes the Velveteen Dream with his chair and his two beautiful women pushing him and pulling him out there. Dream says, Dr Kovac, I heard you had some words for me, so I have some words for you. He says, but before we do that, we're going to need some music. Snaps his fingers, and the Star Spangled Banner starts playing, and he starts singing his own version, where he talks about dumping everyone he has beaten over the last few months, including beating Matt Riddle and Johnny Gargano and others, and then tells Dr Kovac this is his NXT. Did not accept his challenge for a North American Championship match, so we'll have to wait and see where this goes. Will this happen? I have no idea. There's a rumor that Tyler Breeze was at the next set of tapings. I don't know. I saw a couple things on Twitter about people saying he was there. I don't know. Maybe he's coming in, because I do remember he challenged Velveteen Dream to a North American Championship match on Twitter about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, so that would be interesting to see. Tyler Breeze coming to NXT for the North American Championship. It would be great to see Tyler Breeze back in NXT, because Tyler Breeze would at least be able to show you and be able to do what he wants to do, and that is to wrestle. Him doing nothing but catering on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live is doing nothing for him. Tyler Breeze wants to wrestle. Tyler Breeze versus Velveteen Dream would be awesome. Maybe Tyler Breeze versus Dominic Dijakovic versus Velveteen Dream would happen, or Dominic Dijakovic versus Tyler Breeze for the winner goes on to face Velveteen Dream. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Backstage, Adam Cole says Roderick Strong dropped the ball last week when he was making this. They were doing their typical Undisputed promo, and Roderick Strong takes offense to this and walks off. Cole says he was joking. Strong either can't take a joke or take a loss as a man. Fish says, I'll go get Strong, and looks like there is problems in the Undisputed Era. Cassius Ohno came to William Regal last week and was like, you know what? I'm going to be the one to bring in Kushida in properly. I want to be the guy who brings this guy and shows this guy the ropes. Who better than me? So we got Cassius Ohno versus Kushida, and when Kushida's name came on the Titantron after the fight, they did a little countdown, 5, 4, 3. The crowd actually counted it down. The crowd went ballistic for Kushida. They could not wait to see what Kushida could do for WWE. The beginning of the match, Kushida tries to shake Ohno's hand. Ohno kicks it away. Kushida and Ohno trade submission attempts. Kushida drives Ohno's back, then mockingly slaps Ohno's back. Kushida leaps in the air, but Ohno locks in a cravat. He did like a splash to Ohno, but as soon as he landed, Ohno had him in the cravat. Ohno tries to do a sweep, but Kushida avoids it. We have a standoff, and Ohno says he is good. He gets on one knee and wants to shake Kushida's hands. Kushida backs away for a second and just points to his head. He does a little point to his head, and they're like, "Yeah, we got this, we got this." Kushida goes to the shake, but Ohno, they do shake, but Ohno picks him up, gets up, and kicks Kushida in the face. Ohno lands a chop to drop Kushida. Kushida catches Ohno with a head kick. Springboard chop by Kushida. Kushida misses another head kick. Ohno lands an electric chair facebuster. Kushida kicks out, but his nose is bleeding. He probably had a broken nose. He was legit bleeding from this facebuster. He also had a little splash of blood on his temple, on his the bridge of his one eye. So he was just busted from this. Kushida hits a Dragon Rana, goes for the handspring, but Ohno levels him with the elbow to the back of the head for a 2 count, a close to almost 3 count, almost 3. Ohno hits the top ropes and runs right into goes for his discus elbow, but ends up with a straight right hand from Kushida. PK to Ohno's arm by Kushida. Kushida then puts on the hoverboard lock, his version of the Kimura as they called it, and Ohno taps out. Kushida is your winner, and he will be used well in NXT. Kushida is not a spring chicken, as we know. Kushida's been wrestling for a good long while. I honestly don't see him going to the main roster or needing to go to the main roster. Kushida is a guy that I think should be in NXT until he's ready to retire, and then he could probably be a guy who goes to the Performance Center and becomes a trainer if they want to do that. Kushida is definitely somebody that I have, main roster, I have no idea what they're going to do with him. Look what happened with Asuka. Look what they're doing with Kairi Sane already. They have those two tied into a tag team that needs to not go anywhere. Look at Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura came up, highly regarded as one of the greatest signings in WWE history. This guy was given 2 WWE Championship matches against Jinder Mahal, which he should have won both. Gets screwed out of both of them, and his stock continues to plummet. He goes on to win the Royal Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, and then does not capture the WWE Championship once after 4 or 5 attempts. Wins the United States Championship, disappears, literally goes MIA, and has a Dean Ambrose type title run with it where he does nothing. Loses it to Rusev. Rusev gives it, and then Nakamura gets it back, and then what does Nakamura do? He loses it 2 days after the Royal Rumble pre-show where he won it in the first place again. And then him and Rusev become a tag team because WWE broke up Rusev Day just to get that tag team out. So let's put these other two in. I have no faith in WWE to do anything with Kushida outside of NXT. NXT, I can see him becoming the NXT North American Champion. I can see him being the NXT Champion eventually. Him in WWE, I don't see him doing anything but 205 Live. I could just see that Vince McMahon oh, this guy's so tiny. We're putting him on 205 Live. He's too small for the main roster. Kushida is going to do great things in NXT, but after that, I don't know what he can do. But that was NXT. Make sure that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFranceCO8. And I'll see you guys Saturday for Unscripted. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later.